Welcome back. Today we're diving deep into the AI world.
Sounds exciting.
It is, especially with this company, DeepSeek. They're a Chinese startup, and they're making huge EE waves.
I've heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah, like just think, they just hit #1 on the U.S. App Store charts.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah, even beating out ChatGPT.
Wow. Okay, so they're definitely doing something right. What's the secret sauce?
Right. Well, that's why we have you here, to help us unpack all this and understand why DeepSeek is making everyone in Silicon Valley kind of nervous.
Well, you see, they're challenging everything we thought we knew about developing AI.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So DeepSeek was founded pretty recently, just last year, actually, in 2023.
Oh, wow. So they're really new on the scene.
Super new. The founder's name is Liang Wenfeng. And get this, they just launched their flagship model, DeepSeek R1, on January 20th.
So this month.
Literally just days ago, and it's already a global sensation. That's crazy. Talk about a quick rise to fame. But okay, what makes this DeepSeek R1 so special? I mean, it's not like some magic formula just appeared overnight, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's not about some brand new tech or anything. They're getting these amazing results using older, more affordable hardware.
Hold on, are you saying they're outperforming the giants but with less sophisticated technology? How is that even possible?
It's pretty ingenious. It's all about how they approach things. They use something called sparse modeling.
Sparse modeling?
Yeah, think of it like they've trained their AI to focus only on what really matters, like speed reading, but for machines.
So they're cutting out all the fluff and getting straight to the point.
Precisely. And by streamlining the learning process like this, they're squeezing incredible efficiency out of hardware that others might just ignore.
So they're proving that groundbreaking AI doesn't have to be only for the big guys with unlimited budgets. This is great for smaller companies and developers.
Absolutely. This is a win for accessibility. Innovation can come from anywhere. You don't need $1 billion to be at the top.
That's a game changer. So it's not just about cost, though, right? I mean, are their models actually as good as what we're seeing from Silicon Valley?
From the data we're seeing, DeepSeek R1 is right up there with the best in terms of performance.
Okay, so they're the real deal.
Oh, yeah. And here's the real kicker. They've made their code open source.
Right, I read about that. They're going against the whole secrecy thing that's so common in AI. Why would they do that? What's the strategy?
Their belief is that for the future of AI, transparency and collaboration are essential. Open source means anyone can access their code,
Yeah.
play around with it, even use it in their own projects.
That's huge EE for independent developers and researchers who, might not have had access to this kind of technology before.
Exactly. It levels the playing field and could speed up AI development dramatically. DeepSeek is putting their faith in the power of the collective.
A global community of developers all contributing to the same pool of knowledge. That's a bold move, considering how protective most companies are of their intellectual property.
It is bold.
Yeah.
And there are implications, of course, like it could lead to a much faster pace of innovation.
Imagine thousands of developers all building on each other's work, constantly refining and improving.
Yeah, and that leads to some serious breakthroughs, potentially.
But are there any downsides to all this?
Of course, like with any new tech, there are things to consider. Some experts are worried about misuse, especially if these powerful AI tools are too easy to get.
That's a valid concern. So it's like walking a tightrope.
Right. But DeepSeek's stance is that the benefits of open collaboration outweigh the risks.
Interesting. So DeepSeek is changing the tech and the culture of AI. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the industry reacts to this.
Yeah, it will be fascinating to watch.
So DeepSeek is shaking things up with their tech, but they're also sparking conversations about the future of AI development itself.
Exactly. And one of the most fascinating parts of their approach is how they're using older hardware.
Let's dig into that a little more. Can you explain how they're optimizing their systems for this less powerful hardware?
Sure. So they've actually got several innovative approaches in play. One key element is their use of model compression techniques.
Model compression.
Basically, they're finding ways to make their AI algorithms leaner, but without sacrificing performance.
So working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. It's inspiring for developers and companies who might not have a ton of resources.
I love that. This whole efficiency focus is really intriguing. Are there any other examples of how they're maximizing their hardware?
Oh, definitely. They're also experimenting with things like knowledge distillation.
What's that?
It's where they train a smaller, more efficient model to basically copy the behavior of a larger, more complex one.
So they get the same performance but with less computing power.
Exactly. They're turning limitations into opportunities. It's amazing to see how innovative thinking can really push those boundaries.
It really is. DeepSeek is proving that resourcefulness can be just as powerful as raw computing power.
Absolutely.
All this talk about efficiency and resourcefulness, it makes me wonder, how does this approach affect the accessibility of their technology for, everyday users?
That's a great point. Because they're designing these models to run efficiently on less powerful hardware, they're making their tech accessible to a much wider audience.
So it's not just for developers and researchers.
Not at all. It's about making AI tools available to everyone, regardless of their tech skills or budget.
That's a refreshing perspective, especially in a field that can feel dominated by the big tech companies.
They're definitely challenging that status quo, making a case for a more democratized approach.
And what about the user experience itself? How does DeepSeek R1 compare to, say, other popular AI tools when it comes to ease of use and functionality?
From what we've seen, they've done a really impressive job. The interface is user-friendly and intuitive, even for people new to AI.
So they're not just focusing on the tech itself, but making sure it's actually usable for everyone.
Right. They get that for AI to reach its full potential, everyone needs to be able to understand and use it.
And this leads us to another key aspect of DeepSeek, their transparency.
Absolutely. Their open source approach really shows that commitment.
Yeah, by making their code public, they're basically inviting scrutiny and feedback from everyone. It builds trust and accountability, which is so important in a field like AI.
It's a different way of thinking about AI development. Instead of keeping things secret, they're embracing the collective intelligence of the community.
And how is this open approach impacting things already?
Well, we're already seeing developers all over the world contributing to the code base.
Wow.
Adding new features, improving performance, adapting it for different uses. It's accelerating innovation.
That's amazing. It feels like a true democratization of knowledge and innovation.
It really is. AI is developing at an incredible pace, and DeepSeek is one to watch.
They've certainly given us a lot to think about. This focus on efficiency, accessibility, and transparency, it's a big change from how things have been done.
They're challenging assumptions, showing that innovation can come from anywhere.
And so quickly. They've gone from unknown startup to global player in just months.
It's been remarkable.
It's clear they're not afraid to push boundaries, but with this rapid rise, they're attracting attention and raising some important questions too.
That's true, and it comes with the territory.
One of the biggest discussions around DeepSeek is the issue of censorship.
Yeah, there have been reports that their models are programmed to avoid certain politically sensitive topics, particularly those related to Chinese history and government.
That's definitely something we need to pay attention to. It raises complex questions about the role of culture and politics in AI development.
Exactly. Should AI be neutral, or will it always reflect the values of its creators? There are no easy answers, and it's a discussion that's only going to become more important as AI becomes more integrated into our lives. It's something we need to think about across the board, not just with DeepSeek.
All right, yeah.
How different cultures, different societies might influence how AI is developed and used.
This really highlights that AI isn't just about technology, it's got these social, cultural, and political layers too.
Exactly. And DeepSeek's rise is bringing these issues front and center in the global AI discussion.
It's fascinating how a company outside Silicon Valley is really shaking things up.
It's been the center of the tech world for so long, especially for AI.
Right. For years, it's been like Silicon Valley is the place.
And now DeepSeek is showing us that things are changing. It's not a one-way street anymore.
Their success seems to say that innovation can come from anywhere.
Exactly. The next big thing might not come from where we expect.
It's a good reminder to stay open to new ideas, new approaches, wherever they come from.
We need to broaden our perspective.
So, how are the big players in Silicon Valley reacting to all of this? Are they worried, trying to catch up?
I'm sure DeepSeek has definitely caught their attention.
Yeah.
Some companies are probably doubling down on their investments, in the latest hardware, proprietary algorithms, trying to stay ahead.
Classic competition driving innovation.
Exactly. But we're also seeing some companies looking at how they can use DeepSeek's innovations, maybe incorporate them into their own work.
So it's not just a battle for dominance, there's potential for collaboration too.
Yeah, DeepSeek has really changed the game. It'll be interesting to see what happens next.
It really will. This all brings us back to a big question. What does DeepSeek's success mean for the future of AI globally? Will we see a more diverse landscape with multiple centers of innovation, each with its own perspective?
That's the question, isn't it? The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's being shaped by the decisions we're making right now, the investments, the conversations we're having.
It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping the future of this technology.
Absolutely.
But for now, let's focus back on DeepSeek and some of the specific challenges and opportunities they face.
Okay, yeah.
One of the most pressing questions is, can they keep their costs down and maintain that open source approach as they grow? Can they really compete with bigger companies with way more resources?
It's a classic David and Goliath situation.
Right. Can DeepSeek keep outsmarting the giants, or will they be overtaken eventually?
Only time will tell. But their commitment to efficiency, doing more with less, gives them an edge.
And then there's the censorship issue. Can they balance being open source with concerns about bias and control in their technology?
That's a crucial question. They'll have to be upfront about any limitations and work to prevent misuse.
It's a delicate balancing act. It requires careful thought and ongoing conversation with the wider community.
Definitely.
Looking beyond these immediate challenges, how will DeepSeek continue to innovate and stay ahead?
AI moves so fast, they'll need to keep pushing those boundaries.
Where do you see them focusing their innovation efforts in the future?
One area that could have a huge impact is developing more robust and adaptable AI models. Right now, most AI systems are trained on massive data sets, but they struggle with new or unexpected situations.
So we need AI that can think on its feet and adjust to change.
Exactly. We might also see big innovations in energy efficiency.
That's important, with all the concerns about the environmental impact of computing power.
DeepSeek is already leading the way there, using older, more energy-efficient hardware, but there's always room for improvement.
So it's not just about making AI more powerful, but also more sustainable and responsible.
Right. The future of AI depends not just on breakthroughs, but also on guiding its development to benefit everyone.
It's a reminder that AI isn't just a tool. It reflects us, our values, and our hopes for the future.
DeepSeek's story is far from over. There are challenges and uncertainties ahead, but they're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
They've brought so much excitement and disruption to AI. Their influence will be felt for a long time.
It's a thrilling time to be watching how AI develops, and DeepSeek is a company to keep your eye on.
This has been so insightful. We've covered so much, from DeepSeek's tech and their open source approach to the bigger picture of AI's future.
It's a complex landscape.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with something to think about. What does DeepSeek's rise tell us about global innovation? Are the old centers of power losing their hold, or are we just seeing new players who will eventually be absorbed into the existing system?
It's a question that goes beyond AI, touching on the very nature of progress and disruption.
It's a reminder that the future isn't predetermined. We're shaping it now with our choices, our risks, and the conversations we have. It's a powerful reminder that we're in the middle of huge technological change.
Yeah, huge EE.
Like, it's hard to even imagine what the future holds, but AI is going to be right at the center of it.
Definitely. And that's exactly why these conversations are so important.
Right.
To understand the different viewpoints and really think about what this tech could mean for all of us.
Because ultimately, the future of AI, it's not something that's going to be decided for us.
Right.
It's something we're all shaping, through the choices we make, what we do, how much we're willing to engage with these complex issues.
I completely agree.
DeepSeek's shown us that innovation can come from anywhere.
Yeah, and the old rules, they don't apply anymore.
They've challenged the status quo, pushed those boundaries, and made us rethink everything we thought we knew about the future of AI.
They've opened up a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. So as we wrap up our deep dive into DeepSeek, we want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
What does DeepSeek's rise mean for you?
That's a good one.
How will this shift in the AI landscape affect your life, your work, your future?
It's going to affect all of us in some way.
Will you embrace the opportunities AI brings, or will you get swept away by the tide of change?
It's a powerful question.
The choice is yours, ultimately. But one thing's for sure, the future is happening and now.
It is.
And the more informed you are, the better you'll be able to navigate the exciting and uncharted waters of this AI revolution.
Great point.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into DeepSeek. It's been an amazing journey, and we're glad you came along with us.
It's been fascinating.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring.
And keep asking those big questions.
This is The Deep Dive, signing off.